All right, y'all. You're thinking to yourself, well, man, y'all talk so bad about Madam Web, had so much fun making fun of it. You mean you roasted it immediately, and it's one of your most popular roasts. What could actually beat that movie?
I'm curious.
We have seen many movies in 2024, but our favorite ones to talk about are the bad ones.
Sometimes.
Yes. For some reason, I mean, we can love a good movie, but But I mean, and what I found out, it takes talent for a movie.
Well,
I mean,
there's so many moving parts. You can see how easily it can happen. But sometimes it goes overboard where you think, was there nobody here to stop this train to say, hey, this is going horribly wrong?
The answer is no, and thank God they weren't.
Yeah, I know.
Some of our favorite movies to talk about are the bad movies. You know,
some of their favorite movies for us to talk about are the bad movies.
Well, mine too. Bad movies are like children. You know, when you have the good kid over there, nobody ever talks about the good kid.
Okay.
He's no problem. You almost forget he's there because he's so good. The bad kid is the one you're always talking about. Boy, let me tell you how he messed up today. Did I tell you what Junior did? Boy, it's crazy. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about our bad children over here.
Yes, we are.
The worst of 2024. And we have different criteria on how we do these lists. Mine are, well, the most common sense thing is that I can only talk about the movies that I saw. Mm-hmm. So if you're talking about, man, you put this on there, that on there, either I didn't agree that they were that bad to go on that list, the top 10 for me, or I didn't see them. The other thing is that I'm only sticking to simplify my life, I'm only sticking to theatrically released. Mm-hmm. Because believe me, I saw enough bad movies in the theater to talk about that. I don't need to go scraping the damn barrel of TV.
That was my criteria also, but there was one that was streaming that was just so bad.
I saw you made an exception.
Yeah, I made an exception.
So let's go ahead and get into, starting with number 10, working our way to the worst number one movie of 2024. Let's go ahead and start with number 10 for me.
One filmmaker has always been ahead of his time.
You get a narration like that, you already know. You already know they try to overcompensate for how bad that movie. The critics already tore that ass up. Some people already saw it. It's like, man, what you doing? You know, man, maybe look good. One filmmaker.
It's bad when they have to convince you that it's good before you even see it.
Yes.
Like, why are you working so hard to convince me?
Yeah.
We're living the only one that's available to us.
So this was a tricky one. It was a very tricky one for me because I had to keep deciding, you know, because this is such, man, this ain't just no regular bad movie. This is a grand failure right here. This is such a big grand failure. This is almost like inviting an audience to watch you burn your own house down. The house you living in.
Yeah, I mean, in the early 2000s or mid, the term epic fail got tossed around so much it stopped meaning anything. But it directly applies to this.
Hey, this brought epic fail back. This failed so epically. So I had trouble deciding, where am I going to put this on my list? Am I going to put this early, or is it going to be up there? And I decided to put it at number 10 because, listen, it's a huge failure. But despite this being a financial failure, a critical failure to a certain extent, Francis Ford Coppola, who is considered to be one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, at a very young age, he gave us amazing films. The Godfather, Godfather 2, Apocalypse Now. You know what I mean? You can go on and on. So I'm kissing this man's ring and ass. But for this, he took a gamble on his vision. He paid for it with his own money. So it's a vision that he really believed in. And unlike most films on this list of mine right now, damn, was that bad, Pixar? Pixar can't even take it. You're like, I gotta go.
I'm not sitting through this again.
You know, it was a vision that he believed in. And unlike most films on this list, damn, if the movie's so bad, it made Pixar throw up. Pixie, like, is that Megalopolis?
This movie killed a dog.
Are you all right, girl? It's okay. We almost done talking about this movie. It's okay.
Make it quick.
As I was saying, it's a movie he believed in. He financed it on his own. It was a vision that he was confident about, that he was just hell bent on doing. It was not commercially driven, and like that's what I was saying. Unlike most movies on my list, and even Mars' list, they weren't driven by money. They weren't driven by any kind of greed or any kind of studio. It wasn't based on any kind of property.
No kind of cash grab.
No cash grab, anything. He made that movie for him. Unfortunately, he didn't make it for anyone else. The thing is, unlike an artist that just makes things strictly for the visual, you're telling a story here too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you make something just for you, it doesn't translate too well for everybody else. Because at least for me, watching this movie, it's long. It goes for a deep message that just gets really self-involved and gets very preachy sometimes. It doesn't help that you try to be serious with this message and serious with this story, and you got some laughable performances in there. Mm-hmm. It's a muddled movie. It has all these, it has so much dense story here. You don't even know what it's trying to say. It's conflicting with all these crazy visuals in here. It's almost like getting overstimulated with something that you don't even know what, but that you don't know what drug you took.
Yeah, that's true.
What the give me?
You went to the party.
Yeah, what you put in my drink? Yeah.
I thought that was Molly. Did I say that? Oh my God, what is this?
What you do to me?
Yeah, is this ayahuasca? Is it peyote? Some all of that. I don't know, man. I just gave you something.
Yeah, man. If this had been a novel, maybe they could explain some things that Francis Ford Coppola could explain some theories or concepts that he was going for. But too much of this feels like this is the biggest problem here. And I hate to say this because, hey, it's his vision, but it felt like bloated self-indulgence.
Yeah.
This would be the kind of project that anybody else would have said, are you out your mind? They would have either said no to it,
yeah,
which they did.
Yeah,
That's why he self-funded it.
Right.
And that should have been a hint that this is something that no one's really going to understand. But hey, he believed in it and he put it out there. And I think that self-indulgence kind of blinded him to some of the things that could have been trimmed, streamlined, some of the more ridiculous elements of this. So respect the effort, respect the artistry and the artist attitude that went behind it. But hey, what can I tell you?
I don't know. Was it 40 million that he spent on it?
Was it? No, it was like 100 million.
Okay, 100 million.
Well, was it 40 million? He got money from somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that however many million it could have gone to so many other projects.
Well, again, it's art, so that's his project. I don't tell people how to do their art or where to spend their money, because the thing is, there are people that like it.
Yeah.
So I don't ever deprive the people that like what they like, and a man that wants to make what he makes, that's art, and we don't all agree on art. So, but I can only speak for myself. I can only take it from my attitude towards movies. You're telling a story. I don't think it was told well. In fact, I think it was one of the most convoluted movies of the year. So that's why it's my number 10.
I can only say that I wasn't mad watching it, because I was so fascinated by what the hell is this going to do next?
Yeah. This is one that I saw on your list, and I said, oh, why didn't I think of that? This is truly one of I walked out of this movie like, not only is this one of the worst, but this is one of the nastiest movies.
I thought maybe you forgot about it.
I did forget about it. I tried to forget about it. You had to remind me. One of the nastiest movies that I saw this year.
She thinks that the Holy Spirit possesses her and gives her power.
People, I let that trailer play that long. For one, I added it at the last minute when I realized I forgot about it. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to play for a while because, first of all, to hell with this movie for even false advertising itself. The people out there, they're trying to make it seem like this is some demonic thriller, some with a little bit of with a touch of Get Out.
Yeah,
a demonic thriller with a racist social message behind it.
Almost every horror movie with black people tries to trade off a Get Out.
Yeah,
a Get Out.
Yeah, and that ain't what it's about at all. I'll say one good thing about this. That's Catherine Hunter right there. She gave an amazing performance in this movie.
She was in the last movie too.
Megalopolis, yes, she was. Well, she was also good. She just keeps choosing shitty projects. Speaking of shitty, so they tried to. So not only do they not make this the movie that they're advertising right here, but it's a one-note film. In that one note of that movie is this woman shitting and pissing and snotting up everything just to gross out her daughter-in-law, played by Brandy here. This is the movie. I was mad. I don't get mad at movies really these days. I was mad at this one because I paid good money for that pizza I got. That pizza was nasty anyway, but but I was gonna eat the rest of it because I paid for it. I couldn't eat that shit after watching this. This movie is about this woman being defiant. It's her son. It's almost like they try really when you see it, it's almost. It's a comedy with a theme that we've seen in cartoons. She's a shitting, pissing Michigan J. Frog.
Yeah.
The son is like, she's not so bad. What does she do? She's like, you don't understand. Every time you leave the house, and she's shitting on herself and pissing on herself, and so she's doing that just to cause this rift between her and her son and her daughter-in-law, and also to. That's how she shows her racism. She don't want to be blatant with this, so she just shits all over the place to show like, yeah, I don't like your black ass. So
and you got to clean me up.
And yeah, you got to clean me up every time. That's over and over and over again in this movie. There's nothing profound about this. It's saying nothing. It's not shocking. It's just nasty. That's all it is. And I don't have anything against that. But if you ain't got nothing else,
they got nothing.
Then this. If they got nothing else going on. You got no real story there, and believe me, it doesn't. Can I give y'all a quick spoiler? Just real quick. So you go away for a minute. But for those of you want to know, here's a spoiler. She just keeps shitting and pissing and shitting and pissing until she dies.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that's how that's the resolution for the movie. Hey, you got lucky. She shit and pissed herself to death. And she died. So yeah, this movie's almost a f*** for me. You're like, damn, if this is that number 9, where are we going from here?
Man, we went from a rental to fuck you. Wow.
Yeah. Here's another movie. You know what? Maybe I gave it some old bullshit. Maybe I gave it a f*** you. That's the problem with the movie. And that's why it's at number 8. I'll tell you exactly why it's at number 8 right now.
If I can finish my list, Chauncey will take me on a trip to the place he's from.
I know you didn't have these damn Supremes or whatever. Temptations coming in.
So is this Ted 3?
No, because Ted 3 would actually be slightly entertaining and memorable. This is imaginary. I almost imagine that I saw this because I don't remember anything about it. That's why it's not higher on my list. Mm-hmm. It's simply not higher on my list because I remember nothing about this movie at all. I remember hating it. I remember how silly the concept was, especially near the end. I can't tell you anything about the movie except I remember it had a ridiculous creature in it, Chauncey, who was actually the imaginary bear that was manifested somehow. And so I wish I could tell you more, but I don't. Listen, I don't remember that much about it. I just know it's bad enough to where it needs to be on this list. Mm-hmm. If I can remember more, it might be higher, but I wasn't gonna watch it again, do notes on it. Yeah. So it can rest comfortably here at number 8 while I move to the number 7 movie. Also, some of these are movies. We started out with a movie I have respect for. The rest of these movies are kind of small films that you kind of forget about them, or they're small enough to where you can just, even if you don't like them, you can just push them aside a little bit.
Sure.
This is kind of like that, but the more I think about it, the more I really grow a dislike for this movie. It's like I left it, forgot about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of just...
There are some of those. There's some movies I come out of and I go like, I kind of like that. And then later I'm like, you know what? I actually like that a lot. And there's some I come out of and I was like, I don't know. And then later I'm like, you know what? I actually kind of hate that movie.
Yeah. The more I think about this, the more I'm perturbed at this movie.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
There you go. Said it yourself. The American Society of Silly Negroes. Boy, this is something that disappoints me it makes me a little. If anything makes me upset about this is that it really missed its potential.
But boy, howdy.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Remember watching this trailer and thinking, well, damn, that's bold from the title, you know, because I thought, they really trying to stick it to the man out there. You know, they really trying to make these white people uncomfortable. Oh, we're gonna call y'all on y'all's bullshit right here. I'm not talking bad about all white people, but I thought that this movie
just those movies.
Yeah,
those white savior movies.
Exactly. I thought it was going to be real bold against ignorance. I thought it was going to be real bold against those movies where, you know, the black people, the white savior. It's going to make some people feel uncomfortable and make them kind of enlighten and wake up about that stereotype that a lot of people still aren't aware of out there, although they're starting to be more and more. You know, the beginning of the trailer, it was hitting kind of hard, you know, saying all the things that they're supposed to be saying about how we feel about this magical Negro type, you know, and also how we feel in certain spaces with people, how we sometimes black people make white people uncomfortable and whatnot. I mean, y'all are saying a lot, and this is just in the trailer.
Right.
Well, it turns out that's all they had to say that was in that trailer right there. I look at this and they didn't know what to do with this concept at all. Instead of a satire critiquing the magical Negro stereotype, it turns into a work office romance.
Yeah, and I didn't see this movie, but I could tell that just from the trailer.
Yeah, you know, like, let me see. It turns into work office romance with two guys competing for the same girl.
Client is Jason Munn.
I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You trying to set us up? No.
This is what most of the movie is about right here, what we're looking at right here. Also, it gets so much into this office romance right here that they totally forget the concept they started with to the point where they pretty much say it's okay to be a magical Negro. They don't really, they don't really come in and attack that stereotype like I thought they would. Colorism plays a big role in this movie. That's what's his name?
Justice Smith.
Justice Smith. Nothing against light-skinned black people. Hell, you know, I hang out with this guy all the time. but man, it's a movie where all the and I mean that in the best way.
All right, I'll find a way to take it like that.
If you could just spend more time in the sun, sir, I would appreciate it. But
it's the winner.
But all the darker skinned characters, they just hang back and you know, they
in that dank clubhouse.
all the dark skinned characters hanging out in dark areas, just playing the background. It's like, man, this is what the movies that you critique are doing. And then they're gonna try to have this speech at the end that was completely unearned. Yeah, it's not one of the. Not only was a movie that misses concept the most out of all these movies out of here, but it's also one. It's highly misguided. It's probably one of the most misguided movies I've seen this year. This is the number 6 movie, and for those of you who might ask a little bit later, like, why is this not as high as some of the other movies, especially the last movie you talked about? You seem to have a lot of anger for that film. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at number 6.
Let's see how this baby works in the real world.
Harold in the Purple Crayon. Let me tell you why this is at number 6. I'm sick of these kind of movies.
There's a lot of them too.
We get one of these every year where they take a book that is beloved because of its simplicity, and you say, you know, you try to explain to the studio, man, that's why it worked. So you might want to tread carefully with this, or maybe not do it at all, because the book is so cool, but it is because it's so small. And the studio says, too bad. That book should have been made of rubber, because we're going to stretch the shit out of it. I'm sick of these kind of movies where they just totally ruin, you know, a sweet, simple concept.
Sure.
And just, you know, it'd be one thing if you had a great idea. The Grinch, I actually give the Grinch credit these days for doing some things that are actually pretty funny. It's still stretched out, but I'm like, all right, you know, you did some things that are cool in there. This does nothing. Because it has nothing. Harold, he went from a boy to being this grown-ass, goofy man in this movie, played by Zachary Levi, and whose animals friends have also turned into human sidekicks. And so they've escaped the book into the real world.
Uh-huh.
And you already tell that's okay. It's already stupid.
Yeah.
And now they're just running around annoying the shit out of people.
Mostly you.
Yes. At this moment, yes. Because they don't do anything because they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's just all about the characters causing chaos. Running around, knocking shit over, knocking each other over, burning stuff up. Chaos is funny for kids.
Right.
And when you have nothing to do, it really is a thing of let's just do something.
Right,
just knock over something, just to have something to do. And little kids would laugh at that, but when you're doing it for like an hour and a half, a little bit over, it's like, nah, man. Also, it's just giving Harold an excuse to just draw stuff with that damn crayon. And let's not forget, because now we have to make a movie. Let's put in a forced villain.
A villain.
Yeah,
of course, there must be one.
Jermaine Clemens plays a guy that wants to get with Zooey Deschanel, so he's trying to buck up to Zachary Levi and expose him. I don't even remember. All I remember is like he's just a nerdy guy who's chasing Zachary Levi around, who is really doesn't even feel like a threat because it's just somebody that you can tell is forced into the movie because we got to have some kind of conflict. Like I said, the reason why this is at number 6 for me over any of these other movies is because I think that this movie, I don't like these type of films, as I told you. And Harold, the character, grown Harold in this movie, he's one of the most annoying characters I've seen this year.
Yeah.
We're talking about all these bad movies here. It's time to actually give a word to our sponsor, which is Hims. So has watching a bunch of bad movies made you soft? Not in the mood, you need a little boost for that little activity that you're about to do in the bedroom or where else you do it. Well, you know what? Hims is here to help your sexual wellness. Hims is changing man's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your own home. The generics are 95% cheaper than the brand name out there. So saving a lot of money. Don't have to use any insurance for this. The process is also 100% online, so you don't have to take any kind of uncomfortable doctor's visits or anything like that. You just answer a series of questions on the site that I'm on right here, and a medical provider they'll determine the right treatment for you. And if you're prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. Got to make a quick disclaimer, though, for this with Hims. The products mentioned are chewable compound products, which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions do apply. So see the website for details and important safety information. And subscriptions are required. Price varies based on the product and the subscription plan that you're getting into. All right, you got that? Everything cool? If it is, then here's what you do. Go to hims.com/toasted to start your free online visit today. Use that code right there. Wake up. Nothing? All right. Then call Hims. They got you. I've actually talked to a lot of people that have used Hims.
Are they sending you samples?
Yes, they have. Okay. Would you like some?
We've got some extras.
Online, listen, personal experience required. Yeah, Martin. They'll also give you minty fresh breath too. So.
Sure. You'll be as hard as this mint.
Damn, that's hard. All right, y'all. We getting up there now. So for the top 5, these are the ones.
The top 5.
Man, these by Double Toasted, baby. These are the ones. Like all these others, I might have had a reaction. I might have been a little upset, disappointed, mad. Might even have respect. These are the ones that are so bad that they left a lasting impression one way or another. It was either, God damn, how did you do that? Or, man, you know what? That was so much fun. I'm never going to forget you.
Yeah.
In fact, you're so bad, I want to see you again someday. So let's go ahead and get to number 5. What do y'all think number 5 is? I'm gonna leave this in suspense for a little bit. Somebody tell me what y'all think is number 5. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at you, chat. What you think? Somebody said imaginary. Boy, you imagining things yourself. Did you not pay attention to what?
Well, you know, you had. Oh, never mind. Forget it.
I see people giving some names right now. One person I saw got it right at number 5. Yeah.
Did you ever point a gun at me again?
I'm craving some ass right now. Line, tearing that ass up. Yeah, people, as you can tell by that line rape going on right there, that is Kraven the Hunter.
He is weak, like his mother. Leave him.
What happened that day?
It's ridiculous what happened that day. People.
Oh, what happened that day? What happened the next few years?
People. Yes, at number 5 is Kraven. This is one of those movies so bad that we had such a good time talking about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, this movie, I have to tell you, this movie gave us a nice moment, man.
Oh, yeah.
We came in and had a great show talking about this
Makes
movie.
me look upon it fondly in a certain way.
Yeah, I have kind of a different respect for these movies going forward. I mean, they very much left an impression, and y'all enjoyed us talking about these movies. But, you know, Kraven, hey, listen, it's just another case of Sony so desperate to keep them Spidey rights over there that they just make another movie based on a Spider-Man villain, the villain whose existence centers around Spider-Man, and ain't no Spider-Man to be found at all.
Well, this is a one where not only does he not center around Spider-Man, he's not even really a villain.
All these villains that lost their goddamn minds. They just start making shit up for them. They totally changed the character from what they're supposed to be, because Spider-Man is not there to give them that existence of that character that we know.
Right.
And even that might work, changing the character around, if the film weren't so bad. Man, they rush these things out so fast that the production just gets silly. It turns into a comedy.
It does. Despite itself.
Like, the script makes no sense. The script makes no sense. Kraven gets his powers after being mauled. We saw it. After being mauled by that lion right there. And he gets his powers because after he's mauled, luckily he's found by a girl who just happened to be strolling by. Who coincidentally was given some magic potion by her grandmother early that morning.
Yeah, a little vial of voodoo juice.
It's grass juice. It's magic grass. We ain't making this up.
It is like something you give to a little kid and tell them a story about it.
And then say, run along.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a dude that got ate by a lion out there somewhere. Like, you just take this magic voodoo grass juice and just go ahead about your day. People, that's his origin. The dubbing is bad. Dialogue is bad. It's making Oscar-winning actors look terrible. By making them say bad dialogue. Oh, what's that classic right there? My grandmother died, and then I never saw her again. What the f*** you think death is? You thought this is gonna be back the next day? Did you bury her in Pet Cemetery? The movie's got a goofy ass climax. Details are hardly explained. Like, what's this list that he got that he's going out taking these people for?
Right.
Like, it's not like I can maybe guess some things about it or assume some things, but they don't really explain.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, are they poachers or are they gangsters or are they both? And I get the whole, if he goes after poachers, that's a cheat code to make the audience like him because he likes animals.
Yeah. This is a dude whose character hunts animals a cruel way. And now the movie makes him an animal lover.
Goes around wearing leopard skin pants and a lion's head around his shoulders. Yeah. But now he loves animals.
Yeah. It's so bad, but it's enjoyable. I will also say that, because you're probably saying, why is it not higher on
There's
the
other
list?
stuff.
Yeah, there's other things. And also, again, I give credit where credit is due. I liked some of the action in here. I thought a lot of the action was cool. I liked the way he moves like an animal. There's certain things in there that I did give credit for being good and entertaining, but not enough to say that this is by any means a good movie. It's in fact, it's a terrible movie. It's a horrible film, but one that is very entertaining. Like you said, Mark, I'm kind of grateful for this movie right here. Let's go to the number 4 movie on my list.
Because it's on the weirdest, most dangerous dumpster fire of a world in the universe.
Dumpster fire of a movie, y'all. This is my number 4 movie right here. Now, Martin, I know you don't like it when the fans talk about, the video game fans, somebody it's not like the game. But yes, the fans should complain because it'll be like, how about they took a comic book movie or something else or a novel and they changed so much of it around that it wasn't what it originally is. You don't even have to be into the video games. I mentioned this is Borderlands, y'all. You don't even have to be into the Borderlands video games to see pics of the characters from the game and look at these characters in the movie, the actors and whatnot, and see that they are horribly miscast. Imagine this. Imagine this movie is Guardians of the Galaxy in another timeline where it's bad.
Oh, okay. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
From the trailer, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Everything that Guardians of the Galaxy succeeds at, if this movie fails here. Why do you like Guardians of the Galaxy? Because this motley crew of characters come together and they form a family.
Yeah.
Why do they form a family? Because they take their time to develop those relationships and we love the chemistry between them. These characters are just thrown together. They're just thrown together to the point where they have no chemistry, which if they don't have any chemistry, then all the blocks start to tumble. If you don't have any chemistry, the humor don't work.
Yeah.
And if the humor's not working, then it's just become an awkward movie where you're not laughing that much. But then the story is like this thing moves so fast. That's why they don't have any chemistry for these characters. And the story is just a lot of strung together excuses for these action scenes where, a couple of them are just characters running around on a set, which for as good as the movie looks at times, some of these sets look so fake.
Yeah.
And they just run around just shooting at things and bumbling into each other. Whatnot. In fact, the psychos in here, they got a whole scene where there's just a bunch of dudes in hockey masks just bumbling and running around into, this tight corridor and whatnot. Listen, it looks good in many places in this movie. It looks just like the game. I would say they did, whoever did the design here, the costumes, the set designs, the treatments for the world and whatnot, a lot of those things are impressive. But then, a lot of things fall apart here, including the main villain, who's just, not a threat at all. Yeah, I was watching.
The more you guys talk about it, the more I'm curious to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know me, man. Listen, I don't tell anybody to listen to my opinion.
Right.
I tell people to watch it on their own.
Yeah.
And like I said, you might get a different experience watching this on TV. All I know is I'm not even coming at this as a game. I'm looking at this and like, it just doesn't work as a movie for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of things here that just, mainly when your characters just don't connect with each other. Mm-hmm. You're being told that they're friends and family. They're not, they don't feel like it. Yeah.
Okay, now you're getting to me.
Yeah.
Now you're saying the magic words.
Well, I mean, like I said, man, look at that for yourself. I didn't feel it. That's the biggest thing to me. These characters should be fun. They should be working together. I shouldn't have to have them bumbling around and hopping around. And at the end of the movie, hey, we're a team. This is number 3, y'all. I forgot that this was at number 3 for me. But yeah, number 3 has a lot of problems with the last movie that I talked about.
Stop.
Yes, that's what everybody said when they saw it.
Oh, but Korey, the wheat, though.
Oh, people, this is Rebel Moon. I'm talking all them moons. Rebel Moon Part 1, Part 2, and I'll be honest with you, I did not watch the director's cut. It ain't gonna change anything that I've already seen here. It ain't gonna make anything any better. Now, as much as I'm talking about Borderlands, where Borderlands looks good but has no character, this is worse. I mean, we make fun of Zack Snyder for slow-mo, but it is a problem here. Mm-hmm. It is a huge problem. Zack Snyder said that this is his Star Wars movie. And it's more like he took the first Star Wars and just sucked the soul out of it.
And then stretched it out.
Yeah. And then had just Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader move like they're molasses or something. He's so concerned with making things look edgy, cool, badass. And to a certain degree, he does. There's a lot of great sci-fi imagery in here. I mean, there's no denying. There's a lot of great sci-fi imagery in here. A lot of it you see in video games sometimes, but you know, there's a lot of things, like he go to these different worlds, these different structures. And I will say that, you know, I like that he did have a distinct look for different locations. Okay, that's cool. And it has some cool action scenes. That part where the ship tilted near the end.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and everybody's sliding around trying to hang on and whatnot. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of cool things happening here as far as action goes, but that's about all, man. And even then, the action gets bogged down because, you know, he's doing so much to actually make every frame look so cool, look so badass, that he sacrificed character development.
Yeah, that's sort of his thing with everything. But with, I mean, not just this, but almost everything he touches.
Yeah. It's almost like everything he touches, you start moving slow.
Right.
That's his power. Don't let him touch you.
You're sitting there with him, and he's like, see how cool that looks?
Yeah.
I know, but I don't really know why anybody's doing anything.
Paint a picture and put it up.
Yeah.
Don't put no story behind it if you ain't going to tell one. This man has an 1.5 hour movie that's stretched out to over 2 hours because everybody taking their time, doing what they got to do. Like Martin said, wheat, y'all. Do y'all see this? This is not edited. This is the movie. Like he's making this for people who jack off to wheat. This is, I never thought I'd see wheat porn.
Right.
Like he's gonna let this song play. Y'all gonna watch these people make wheat. I keep playing it because I'm fascinated. Like it keeps going. And it's all in slow motion.
I know.
You do not need to spend this much time. Unless you just get off on watching a big, strong black man just work a tool. All sweat and everything.
That's probably a popular fetish. Actually.
Yeah. I know a few white women who love this part. That's his target demographic. Look how long we spend on his knees. I mean, come on, man.
I was trained at Juilliard, you know.
People, we're down to number 2 on my list. What is now it's an honor to secure these top 2 positions. What is going to take those 2 coveted spots right there? Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 2 movie. This might surprise some people.
I don't understand what's happening. I think I'm seeing the future.
New York City's a whole new level of crazy these days.
You got damn right.
He summed it up. It's funny, you watch a bad movie and there's always one character who says that line
exactly.
and sums up everything.
That dude got powers right there. Madam Web, I mean, what can I say about Madam Web that I haven't already said? I mean, listen, all you got to do is go watch the recent conversation about Sony, where, you know, that we just talked about, I mean, how nonsensical this movie is. You know, it follows no logic. The Spider Tribe, everyone getting spider powers that make no sense at all. The bad editing, the dialogue, the villain's dubbing, you know, but the thing is that this movie just holds a very special place on this list right here because Sony has done some desperate thing to keep them Spidey rights, man. But this, you know, like, listen, I get Venom.
Yeah,
all right.
Everybody they were begging for a Venom movie.
Yeah, Morbius. I can understand why you want to make a movie about that character.
You do? Because I don't understand it at all.
Because it's a vampire. People like vampires.
Okay.
It, you know,
they like sexy vampires.
Well, this also has some horror elements in there.
Okay.
Horror does well. I understand why you want to do Morbius. Okay, Craven, I don't understand. I changed that.
I got nothing.
But I understand that more than Madam Web. Madam, that's okay. Kraven, at least somebody that people know.
Yeah, and he's been a member of the Sinister Six. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So people know Kraven. At least he can get by on his brand name. Nobody was asking for a Madam Web movie. In fact, most people are like, who the hell is that? Madam Web? Really? I mean, like I said, what more can I say, y'all? I might even have the editor just come in and just plop a section from our Sony discussion into here, and we can call that a day, because I don't know what else I can say about this movie. You're going to sit up here and look me straight in the eye and tell me that the editing, the horrible editing in this is not that bad. Even that ambulance was like, oh, where am I going?
It's almost like there was a different ambulance coming from another direction, and they were going to crash into each other.
Yeah, I expected them to like just run head on into each other. So you're going to tell me that that's not that bad. Okay, all right, you want to keep going. All right, so you're going to tell me we just going to overlook the bad dialogue mixed with these powers that don't even make no sense. Just going to come out of nowhere. Okay, what is happening?
Love this movie.
Tony, you gonna tell me that that's not that bad? You gonna look me in the eye and tell me that's not that? Tony, okay, you want to keep doing the dubbing? You gonna sit up here after the bad dubbing in this and tell me it's not that bad?
You have no idea of the torment and torture of dying over and over. I can't escape it.
His mouth just didn't even try to move no more.
It's also really terrible dialogue he's saying right there.
And terrible dialogue.
You have no idea of the torment and torture of dying.
But clear your throat.
Right.
Yeah, I have no idea. These stupid ass costumes in here. These old busted ass, cheap ass damn Spider-Man costumes. That's what a kid dresses like. We ain't got no money for a costume.
Raggedy.
Yeah, his mom just throw some ropes on him and paint him red. Yeah, there you go, boy. Spider-Man. There you go.
You look just like him.
Yeah, now going out there and all your friends laugh at you, beat your ass, and get that cheap ass costume on. The blatant product placement. Pepsi, the Pepsi sign was another character.
Make your way to the south side.
Y'all had a helicopter put a spotlight on the Pepsi sign right there. Oh, and Pepsi, they paid enough money where Pepsi saved the day. That's what Pepsi is on. It's my number 2 movie. It's definitely one of the worst movies of 2024, but it's also one of the most entertaining comedies that was out there. It didn't mean to be. It, it didn't try. It just naturally came that way.
There's just an infinite amount of things to talk about with this movie.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like, just every scene had something where you're like, I can't let this go. I got to talk about this.
Oh, I mean, and just the nonsense with the girls alone.
And Dakota Johnson's level of not giving a shit.
And
it's off the charts.
Yeah, and 99% of the time, you'd be like, wow, that's unprofessional. Do your job. You look at this and you're like, I get it.
She's probably confused the whole time.
She said she was.
Yeah, you read the script. I'll say this line, but I don't know how I'm supposed to say it.
She says, I didn't really know what was going on. It's almost like they were writing the script as they went along on her.
Which happens in movies all the time.
Yeah. I do not blame Dakota Johnson at all. I don't think she's a bad actress. I think, she just actually came out with a couple of movies she was getting praised for. And that's why she was out there saying, I don't give a fuck, okay? Because y'all ain't gonna put this on me. Y'all saw them interviews where she went around and she just kind of like, I'm gonna say the bare minimum I have to say. And just almost talk shit. I don't blame her one bit. Not at all.
It's just, despite everything else, you could just go back and just enjoy it for watching her performance.
I gotta watch at least one clip. I gotta watch that performance of hers, man.
Code 3.
Cassia lost the pulse. I'm starting compressions now.
Ben, what are you even doing back there?
Ben, what are you even doing back there? No life? Yeah, they need to put her on the stretcher, make sure she's still alive. All right, y'all. You're thinking to yourself, well, man, y'all talk so bad about Madam Web, had so much fun making fun of it. You mean you roasted it immediately, and it's one of your most popular roasts. What could actually beat That movie.
I'm curious.
I want to see if we have any guesses out there. Anybody know? And some people are guessing. Oh, look at it. It has to be Argyle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are...
This is usually my day of rest, but I'm feeling like something.
Wrong, people. It goes to Not Another Church Movie.
That got a theatrical?
That got a theatrical release.
Oh, wow.
That is one of the most amazing and bewildering things about this.
Hashtag Holy Davis.
Look at that bad green screen on there.
You notice when Jamie Foxx did his special and he talked about all his great movies.
He didn't talk about being God.
He didn't mention this one.
In Jamie Foxx's special, he talked about all these movies that he had done, and he talked about himself like he was God, and never mentioned when he actually played God. Look at this terrible green screen.
His pee don't work.
My favorite nephew.
You see? You see why this is number one? Huh?
This morning, God.
Judge said half, your ass is gonna get half.
As you can see, people, this is supposed to be a parody of Tyler Perry movies, which is ridiculous because those movies come pre-made parodies.
Yeah.
They come pre-packaged parodies already.
All you gotta do is just do a mix of the movies.
Yeah, Tyler Perry parodies himself, and you ain't gonna beat him at that, all right? You ain't nothing you gonna do. You're just gonna come out looking bad like this movie. People, this is number one because this is the movie that made it to theaters. Only because the studio said, well, that's what those old ignorant want. They thought that they were gonna make some money because our taste is just that low.
They love
we just that desperate for
Tyler Perry so much. They won't even know the difference.
Yeah, they love Tyler Perry so much they'll take fake Perry shit right there. Like you said, half of them probably won't know the difference. Shit, the studio probably thought it was a Tyler Perry movie. They probably didn't know. That's why they released it. It's all dead. Well, Tyler Perry told us to. I don't know how it made it. It has to be because Jamie Foxx was friends with the director somehow, and they got in there because when you take that away, this don't even look like a movie. This don't even look like a TV show. This looks like a YouTube video.
It does.
Or something on Adult Swim where looking cheap is the joke. This looks like an episode of Black Jesus.
Yeah.
On a budget.
On a budget.
Boy, this is so bad. It's so bad that the production values are so bad in this, you can even see where they messed up on certain things, like in the rear view mirror right here, you can see somebody with the camera right there.
Boy.
Look at that. They believe what they're writing is so funny. You know, this is like somebody who makes YouTube videos.
Yeah. Amongst their friends, they're so funny.
Yeah, they make these YouTube videos, everybody laughing, and they put it out there. And it's that kind of humor. And it's not just a YouTube video with with the look of it, which is, it looks very cheap. It looks like something that you would see on if it ain't YouTube, then it might be Tubi.
Yeah.
It might be one of them black movies on Tubi. What's that other one? They got a complete black Tubi.
Oh man, we were in Houston. If you go to Houston, they got all kinds of black channels that we never hear about.
This is one of them. This somehow this escaped that zone. And this escaped the Black Phantom zone and got loose and was unleashed. It was unleashed upon us. It looks cheap, it feels cheap, but not just in production alone. Some of the acting in here is just so bad.
Worthy of continuing my legacy.
What you say?
You heard what I said. You find a hero for us.
Look at these crazy camera angles.
Right.
And I'm not even gonna say this actress is a bad actress. She is bad in this, but it's like she's not giving good direction. She's acting against nothing.
Yeah, she's acting against nothing. She doesn't seem to know what the dialogue is that's coming back at her.
Yeah.
And neither does Jamie Foxx, for that matter.
No, they ain't talking to each other. Zeus Network is what I was thinking of.
Oh, Zeus, yeah.
Women, or you're canceled. And tell Jesus to call me back.
Man, these people, it's a baffling film. How did you get Jamie Foxx in this? I don't know. And this man, I know he ain't doing, not Jamie Foxx, the man I'm about to say, because I know this man ain't doing anything, but this is so cheap. I thought it'd be beyond him. So this has a bunch of people that you probably wouldn't be surprised. Like, let's take a look. Some of these people.
Vivica Fox and
Watch, got his little girls. Oh, don't worry about that, man.
Like this dude, what's his name?
Oh, Lamorne Morris?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on the come up.
Yeah, well, they brought him down a notch with this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, always a crab out there.
Man, they stay strapped ready for any unwanted police officers.
Pull the car over before the dude goes
Tisha Campbell.
Yeah.
to jail.
Vivica Fox, look, she was in Cool Cat.
She's in everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, she's not in everything. She's in anything.
Yeah. We can get her sit in this chair if we want to.
You could.
Yeah. I mean, she already got the chair.
Damn, chill.
Jasmine Guy's in this. She ain't really doing nothing.
Kyla Pratt. That's
Pratt.
Penny Proud.
Exactly. Well, not so proud now. and Jamie Foxx. What's the connection here, y'all? So is this this dude? I think I heard like he's done some writing for Jamie Foxx or something.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
And that's why Jamie Foxx got pulled into doing something like this. So, yeah.
Yeah, probably his friend. And especially if your friend is like, man, I'm just going to make this. It's just going to be low budget. I just need you for a day. You could just, just act like you want to, act a fool. And it's probably just going to be on YouTube. You ain't even got to worry about it.
But why would Jamie Foxx do, Jamie Foxx, you don't tell Jamie Foxx, hey, I'm being my YouTube video. Well, Jamie Foxx is still an A-list actor.
He had that stroke. maybe he agreed to it while he was in the hospital.
Shit just gave him the stroke. He saw this shit and was like, oh, fuck. And Mickey Rourke. Now, I know Mickey Rourke ain't doing shit, but god damn. I mean, come on, man. Even you beyond this. And he didn't do nothing. I tell you they got him because they didn't do nothing but put him on one of these damn Adult Swim green screens right here. That's his whole role.
Right.
He probably lost. He don't know what he was doing.
I mean, maybe it was shot during COVID where people couldn't act. And it's like, I got a project going on.
Yeah.
It ain't a big deal, but, it's going to require a minimum effort from you.
Yeah. Johnny Mack is the guy that does. I don't know what the hell. This is the most puzzling, baffling, and terrible movie I've seen in 2024. And normally, this would be easily brushed aside.
Yeah.
But the fact that it got theatrical release, even if it was just for a day, I'm just like, no. I don't know how this happens. Some mysteries of a movie to me. But hey, it did get theatrical release, and being that it is the cheapest, worst produced movie that I've seen on this list, it goes to number one. And if you saw it, you'd probably be like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
Well, I ain't sorry I missed this one.
I'm going to make you watch this. You keep talking that shit. You keep talking that shit.
That was your cross to bear.
I'm going to give you a stroke like Jamie Foxx. Oh, folks.
Where I can't move and it's just playing on the
TV
in the hospital.
Keep messing with me, man.
Korey, please, turn it on.
You sound like Tony Montana. Korey, please, turn it off.
Korey, come on, man.
Come on, man. Turn it off, man. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.